Welcome to another episode of Mick and the Fat Man, coming to you live from the Mick and the Fat Man studios, where we are talking life, music, and everything. Well, welcome everybody to Mick and the Fat Man, Series 3, Episode 3. G'day, Mick. How you going? Welcome. How you travelling, mate?
Mate, living the dream. After the last episode of Love Songs, I've been living on a cloud of happiness.
I've been all mushy. I've been a bit teary for the last few weeks, to be honest.
Well, you were tearing up as we were recording it.
Oh, God, the floodgates have opened. I've just been a bloody mess. I've been like in the fetal position for a fortnight, just crawled up in the corner, having a bit of a cry, rocking back and forwards.
Well, I can understand that, and then it just took my son Oliver to come along with a couple of Justin Bieber songs to pick you up.
And once I heard a couple of Justin Bieber's, the tears went away really, really quickly. So it's great, and we thank him for that. So it's fantastic. Mick,
Indeed.
I've got a bit of great news for you. As you remember, Princess Fionnula, who used to follow us around the countryside doing the intros to the show.
Drinking a lot, as I recall.
She could drink. She could put it away. She loved the bloody Guinness. Because she's Irish, obviously she loves a Guinness. Wasn't mad keen on the Australian beers, but nonetheless, she has gone back to Derry. Not to Derry, I beg your pardon. Back to Limerick. She's gone to the University of Limerick. And if you remember, she's doing some research, and that her hypothesis is that Tooheys New is a tastier beverage than Guinness. And now you and I are big Tooheys New fans. She wasn't mad keen on it, but she's come back to me just recently, and she's advised me that she's had a request to extend the scope of the project. So she hasn't actually started doing a bit of project research design, and they wanted to include a few extra beverages. So they're including Kilkenny Irish Cream, Carlton Draft, only the draft Carlton Draft, not out of the can. So that's important. That's the cold filtered Carlton Draft, and a 4X Bitter, which has been a stalwart of Australian drinking, particularly in the north of in the north of Queensland. So they're going to be she's going to include those into the scope of the project. So I'm looking forward to reading that research. She tells me that she's going to be doing a blind tasting with people from Dublin, Belfast, Derry, Galway, Limerick, Cork. And she's going to be asking the recipients to basically comment on the aroma, the appearance, the flavour, the body, and just provide a score for each one. Now, she was wondering, so she got back to me and was wondering about how she should rank these four categories. And I said, let me put it to Mick. Mick knows about this sort of stuff. He's done a lot of research into beer over his time. So I just basically threw it out there and I said, look, Fionnula, I think maybe put aroma in at 10%, so put a weighting of 10% on aroma, 15% on appearance, 60% flavour, and 15% body. Mick, you're the expert here. What do you think is the right weightings for looking at a beer comparisons or beverage comparisons here?
Mate, I'm pretty happy with those weightings, although I'd put a bit more on aroma.
Right.
Yeah, because if it smells like crap or if it doesn't smell at all,
yeah, no,
you're
point.
Thinking to yourself,
something's wrong.
I'll have a glass of water. Beauty.
Yeah, something's wrong here. No, good point.
The appearance, it's a bit hard to do a blind tasting and check appearance.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Although I thought she was saying she was going to let them see, but that wouldn't help, would it? Because if you're going to do a blind tasting, you're going to know straight away the difference between a Kilkenny ale and a thing. So we need to get rid of appearance, don't we?
I think so. And if she's doing it in Ireland, I mean, Guinness. I've drunk Guinness over there, and it's not even on the same planet as the Guinness that you might have out here. It is, you say Kilkenny, Guinness, the same damn thing. It just slowly fills up the glass.
Should I'm just wondering about the prerequisites for the tasting. Should she basically get everybody topped up a little bit before they do the tasting?
Make sure they're blind.
So they won't see physically because they've actually had 10 pints of Guinness before they start the blind tasting?
Yeah. Will that impact on the tasting of anything else? If you've had 10 pints of Guinness, your taste buds are shot for anything else but more Guinness.
I was thinking they'd just be bloody perfect to get to start tasting.
Well, I don't know how Tooheys New would stand up to 10 pints of Guinness.
Look, let's I'll feed that back to her, particularly about the appearance, and I'm sure she'll get back to us. And I know she said she'll basically put the project design or the research design through to you for your review, and then she'll submit it to the university for approval and funding. So things are going quite well for her over there.
Oh, look, and she's a glorious girl.
And she's done a great job. Mick, look, just moving on now, I know we're a bit down the track, but I did get you a Christmas present. I know it's been a while, and I apologise for that. I had it out the back, and I just want to pass it over to you there, mate, and I just want you to open that up. Just get it there and just unwrap that. See what you think. And I know you're hoping for another packet of novelty condoms, but I didn't get those this time.
They're not?
No. Well, tell people what it is, mate.
I think it's a Queen 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle.
You love your jigsaw puzzles. He loves jigsaw.
I love jigsaw puzzles.
And this one is Queen, as in the band Queen.
Queen,
not
of Queens, no.
Although I think they do have a memorial Queen jigsaw puzzle, following the death of the Queen. So hopefully we might get hold of that as well.
Oh, that'd be worth having.
Would be.
I can do this in the interim.
That's what I'm thinking. So so Merry Christmas there, mate.
Thank you, mate. I'm tearing up again.
I know.
And I too have been remiss in not providing you with a Christmas present that I bought you 2 years ago.
Oh, mate, I'm excited.
Yeah, I thought I'll give him this at our first Christmas episode and put it in the cupboard with my shoes.
We've had 2 Christmas episodes.
We have indeed.
And here we are, like in February.
Yeah.
And well, good. Anyway, better late than never, mate.
Okay, why don't you try that one, mate?
All right, let's have a look at this. Okay. I'll be buggered. It's a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle.
What a coincidence.
Wow. How's that? We bought the same thing. This one's Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here cover.
That's right. And we've talked about this cover for quite a bit, and I thought you were totally enamoured of it.
One of my favourite record covers ever.
Absolutely.
The one with the 2 gentlemen shaking hands and one's on fire. Fantastic.
I think you should do this during one of our podcasts.
I might do it now.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
So if I drift off into some sort of Never land, it's because I'm putting together the Pink Floyd 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle.
Fantastic broadcasting quality.
Oh, it'll be great. It'll be great. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I know we did do the Christmas episode last year. It's been a while now. But
you could be picking this up later.
And here we are in end of Feb, and just Happy New Year as well. I don't think you're supposed to be saying New Year after the end of January. I think we've gone past that, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of an old concept.
Yeah, in Australia we tend to say that the New Year finishes once you hit Australia Day, and Australia Day is a great day that we celebrate here in Australia. It celebrates the destruction of the Indigenous people in this country, and the fact that they now have roads, and they're happy about that.
Why wouldn't you be?
They have roads. We've given them so much. We've given them alcohol. We've given them smallpox. We gave them a lot of smallpox. And they're not happy about it. Yeah. Ungrateful bastards.
Some people.
Ungrateful. Anyway, let's move on, mate. Rock news. We started this earlier on last year, I think, and I've got a bit more coming along here now.
It's funny how things are always happening.
Things are always happening out there in the world of rock and roll. So the Foo Fighters, this is exciting. The Foo Fighters have announced they're going to continue as a band after the death of Taylor Hawkins. So
he's only a drummer. I mean, it's not as if one of the musicians in the band died.
Anyway, they're going to find another drummer. That's right. he's sorely missed, and hopefully they can find someone suitable. Now, this is interesting, Mick. I was just plodding around the place. I think I found this on The Guardian, as we do in many of these things. But once again, we've mentioned this last year, how we're trendsetters and people sort of follow us on our podcast, and all of a sudden it appears in articles and all those sorts of things. So Robert Forster from the Go-Betweens declared that Venus by Television is the most perfect song. He says, I was 19 years old, living in suburban Brisbane, writing my first half-decent songs when Television released their album, Marquee Moon. Now, we talked extensively about Marquee Moon.
We have rated it very highly.
Rated it very highly. So he'd been following the band for a couple of years, and then when this album was released, he just went, wow. So, as Mick, well done, mate.
Try and stay on top of these things, mate.
But once again, trendsetter, way before the bloody competition out there. Very, very interesting times. Mick, the other thing we've got there is that, as you know, Elon Musk has taken over Twitter. And he's, I don't know, do you remember how many billion he paid for it? 30 billion or something?
About double that, I think.
Just
50 odd billion.
And as you know, basically what he's doing is taking his 50 billion and turning it into one or a couple of $1. And it's a skill that you don't see that often, is it?
It's I'm in awe.
But people have been fleeing Twitter and heading over to Mastodon, which is another social media type thing. Slightly
Well, you and I have been on Mastodon for a long time.
Oh, we've been on Mastodon for ages. But look, I did pop on there and found this fascinating thing called metalband.exe, and it's an artificial intelligence bot that comes up with heavy metal band names.
Excellent.
So I'm going to give you a couple, like Throne of Sin. What about Factory of the Impeding Heaven? Wait, there's more. Sacrificial Battle. Wouldn't you want to go and see Sacrificial Battle?
I'd want multiple tickets.
Yeah.
Bring all my friends.
This is the one that's going to get you. And you want to. We talked about sort of the unholy goat with goat's head soup in last episode. But there's a great band that's just waiting to be taken up. This band name, Venom Goat.
Full circle, loop closed. It's all done now.
And finally, I'll just finish up on this one, which is Mist Ghoul.
Mist Ghoul?
Mist Ghoul.
Is that like a speech impediment and couldn't get to a place of learning?
Could be. So anyway, I'll put the link in that to the show notes for those who want to scroll down through, I don't know, thousands of potential heavy metal band names. And if you're thinking of starting up a heavy metal band, have a hunt there. Maybe have a look, see what the AI bot's coming up with, and combine a few, see what you come up with.
Now you're talking. Yeah, you're talking.
Because you could do like get goats and mist and ghouls and all in one. Say misty goats ghoulish or goulash. Misty goat goulash.
Ah, so it'd be like heavy dining metal.
Yes.
You can have speed metal and death metal, and you just have dining metal.
Now, that's true. So anyway, look, as I said, starting a heavy metal band, start there for a name. Don't try and make one up yourself. There's a free piece of highly intelligent names being generated on Mastodon. Get yourself over to Mastodon, have a bit of a look around. People are fleeing there. As I say, they're turning $60 million US dollars into one big buck for Elon. The other thing is, Mick, Justin Bieber. Bieber boy just sold his back catalogue of music for $200 million US bucks. $200 million, not bad.
Geez, that's a pretty big effort. That dwarfs real musicians like David Bowie and people like that who only sold his for 70-odd million.
It is interesting. It's interesting. And your son pointed out to us that he may now finally have the opportunity to return to his profession of choice, which is being an architect.
I would live in a house designed by Justin Bieber.
Oh, so would I. I reckon it'd be opulent.
To say the least. And
it would come with a couple of birds in it as well, a couple of young good-looking birds who are there to, I don't know, whatever, just BB, is that what we call him, BB?
BB, yeah.
Yeah, whatever BB does with young birds in his house. Anyway, so look, great news there. I thought he might probably take on a Jim's Mowing franchise and start doing a bit of mowing around the place, but an architect I think is better.
I think so. Well, he can combine the mowing, design a house with little bits of easily accessed flora.
Or every house he designs, it's got a huge lawn that he has to come and mow. He makes a mozza.
Yeah, now you're thinking.
He's thinking, okay.
It's the opposite of planned obsolescence.
Yeah, he's thinking, hello, here's your house. It's going to cost you $10,000 for me to design this. It's going to cost you $10,000 a month for me to mow the bastard.
Yeah, fantastic.
Brilliant. He's a genius, absolute genius. Now, I don't know whether you saw, did you see Elton John in concert in Melbourne?
No, I missed him.
Nonetheless, all over the social media was Elton John being greeted on, Elton John greeting on stage Molly Meldrum.
Old buddies from way back.
Way back there. A big kiss. Molly got up there. He's a little bit dottery now. He's in his 80s.
Yes.
He's a little bit dottery, but...
Not that he ever wasn't.
He was, but he's physically a bit dottery,
Right.
So anyway, he had a bit of trouble because, as I said, we mentioned somewhere along the lines that unfortunately he fell off a ladder, putting out Christmas lights, had a head injury, and all those sorts of things. So he's not the best. But he got up there on stage right next to Elton and dropped his Dax and flashed his ass to everybody. And I saw this. And I thought, what's he got on? He looks like he's got a pair of long johns on, which have all sort of crinkled. But he didn't. That's his skin. That's what he looked like. Oh, and then he had this other thing on his right butt cheek that looked like some sort of scabby old sore. I'm looking at it thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this man? What's he showing his ass? He's got a scab. It was a tattoo of a young lady, like a sweet painted lady. In fact, it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was a tattoo of that. But from the first photo I saw, I thought, oh, God, he's in a bad way. But he is. He looks terrible.
Yeah.
And it was a terrible thing to do. And unfortunately, he was 79. Sorry, I lied. He's 79. And he did apologise and sort of say, oh, look, I hope no one gets sacked from all this sort of nonsense like security guards and stuff like that. But they did. They got sacked.
It's only fair.
It's only fair. So anyway, all a bit sad, but and his nether regions are definitely sad, But at 79, you're not expecting them to be that fantastic, are you?
I wouldn't think so.
No, they're not great. But anyway, moving right along. Rolling Stone have announced the top Aussie albums of 2022. I'll give you just a taste. King Stingray. Have you heard them? King Stingray?
Yeah, I must have missed them.
They're good. They're good. Yeah. Indigenous band, sort of good music, quite good. Gang of Youths, you into them?
I've heard of them.
They're good. I really mean that. I like them.
Fantastic.
No, they are good. Julia Jacklin, another good artist. She's a Blue Mountains girl. Great album. She's got a nice, great new album. And Meg Mac, another good. So they're just four that I like. So
fantastic.
Now they've got others in there, but I never listen to them. But so if you get a chance, I'll put the playlist into the show notes. So King Stingray, Gang of Youths, Julia Jacklin, and Meg Mac, great artists. So I think you should. Once I get those in there, Mick, you need to have a bit of a listen. Gang of Youths is really good.
Okay, I'll have a listen. Yeah.
Really good sound. Interesting. The singer is from Tonga.
Good.
Yeah. It is good. Anyway, 1001 albums you must listen to before you die. Edited by Robert Dimery. So once again, as I said, I've chosen a true completely random one as opposed to randomly open and have a little bit of a flick around the place, see what's there. And I opened up to page 642 and had the choice for you, Mick, to chat about either Megadeth, Rust in Peace, or Pixies Bossanova. And you mentioned last year that you went and saw the Pixies.
I did.
On the steps of the Opera House in Sydney. You said it was fan-bloody-tastic. So I because they were both on the same page, I thought, okay, I will give Mick the Pixies and he can go absolutely fucking nuts over it. So this is the album Bossanova. Produced by Gil Norton, art direction Vaughan Oliver, running time 39:41, and they do churn out some snappy songs. There's some 2-minute songs, there's a 1-minute song on there that they get through them. Mick, what's your view of the Pixies' Bossanova?
Well, I'm glad you picked that. I would have had a lot of trouble talking about Megadeth. Yeah, since the long heralded split with Metallica, I don't think that they get on terribly well. But that's another story.
Both these albums came out in 1990.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. Eh? You opened up the 1990 page, did you? Must have been the one. Listen, the Pixies are great. I love the Pixies. I did see them at the Opera House towards the end of last year, 2022, and they're interesting. Their song structures are most definitely not linear. They jump around a bit, and they're a little bit unusual. I can't imagine that you would be a Pixies fan, since you've long said you don't like people shouting at you.
They're a little bit shouty, but sometimes they're not shouty. But they do tend to get a little bit shouty here and there.
Yep.
I found it interesting. There's a line in here that says, lyrically, Bossanova represented something of a departure. There was less evidence of the trademark Black Francis surrealist sex and violence, and an infatuation instead with UFOs.
Oh, well, naturally. Yeah, he's finally discovered UFOs.
I've never seen those two things put into a sentence before. Have you?
Not even in the context of the Pixies, no.
Choice. What do you want? Surrealistic sex or UFOs? I'll take the UFOs, thanks very much. Yeah, I thought that's a bit of a weird thing to put in a...
There's only so much surrealist sex you can have, realistically.
That's right.
I'm not sure where that limit is, but I'm sure there is a limit.
But look, I'm assuming that if you're having surrealist sex, there's a melting clock draping over you.
Well, you never run out of time then.
And ants. There's always ants. You think about Salvador Dali. There's always ants in his paintings.
That's true. And bowler hats.
So...
Not in Dali, of course, but Rousseau.
Is it Rousseau? No, that's not Rousseau. It's... I can't think of his name. But anyway... can't remember now. Rousseau. Magritte.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I do tell
Magritte. Yes, there's bowler hats there. And... I just think you're getting down and dirty with your I don't know, some sexy woman, and she says, "Just one moment, I just need to pop this bowler hat on you and empty this bucket of ants on you and drape you in a melting clock." I don't think I'm not going off at this stage. I'm running away. I'm thinking, where's the UFOs?
I can see how you'd want something more from outer space. Yeah.
Give me something from outer space. This is getting a bit weird down here. This terrestrial stuff's a bit too fucking nuts for me.
Oh, my God. Pixies are an interesting blend. I do like most of their stuff, almost all of it. Interesting blend of male and female harmonies, Black Francis and Kim Deal. Melodic songs. They do some lovely melodic songs, which really stands in stark contrast to the screamy, shouty, weird stuff that they do. Yeah. And some very abrasive musical and vocal turns. And it's all present on this album too. I don't think this album... I'm surprised it's on this list. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as some of their other albums. I put down here one of the notes I made having a listen to it. They're coasting.
Yeah, because you mentioned that you weren't mad keen on this album to me, so I went back and listened to something else. I thought Doolittle was quite a good album.
Doolittle's awesome.
I thought that's not a bad album. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah. I mean, they've
not quite so shouty, I don't think. Was it?
It's a bit shouty, a bit weird, but I'm not averse to a bit of weird,
No,
as you've probably noticed.
No.
But they've influenced lots of bands. Interestingly, Nirvana, Jesus and Mary Chain, who are renowned for loud. They'd be one of your favourites, Jesus and Mary Chain.
Yeah.
Turn it up to 11 and then shout on top of that.
Yeah. And then the missus comes in, turns it down and
Turns it off.
what the fuck are you listening to?
Yeah. Says, can we listen to some Olivia or what?
So they do actually get into the top 1001 with Doolittle
Yep.
and Surfer Rosa.
Well, when I saw them play towards the end of last year, they did Surfer Rosa.
Right.
And some stuff off Doolittle.
Okay, so Bossanova didn't make it in big time.
No. I listen to this stuff. I don't think much of this album, as I said. It's not offensive. I can listen to it. I listened to it and enjoyed it. But I thought, yeah, so what? Still recognisably the Pixies, but it's nowhere near as challenging as their other stuff. And you mentioned Doolittle. Doolittle's great. A lot more melody, a lot more well-known songs. That's not necessarily everything for a band. Some of the songs on the album, Valuria, which is...
I like that.
Yeah, but it's Wave of Mutilation with different lyrics.
I didn't spot that. I didn't spot that.
And Wave of Mutilation is one of the feature tracks, one of the well-known tracks off Doolittle.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, imagine that.
I was thinking it, but I didn't really say it out loud.
Yeah, getting into the Pixies is a challenge, and I don't think this album's going to help you.
Yeah.
If you want to get into it, try an early one. Try Doolittle. I like Tromp Monde, which is the one. Which is the one next from this one. And
okay.
Yeah, and it probably not a whole lot better, but it's got some interesting stuff on it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so have a listen. You can't go wrong with the Pixies, but to say that this is one of the 1,000 best albums of the entire rock era, I think that's lazy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Done. Noted. Mick, let's move on to that big lump of a battered old thing down there, the Globite school bag. Open it up and give us a look at what you've got hanging around inside there, mate.
Let's open her up. Click. Do you like the sound effects?
I love the fact that you get a proper sound effect every time we won't open that bag up. It's great.
It's fantastic,
It's
isn't it?
really good.
Look, there's not much in there. It's just there's a newspaper, and it's not even terribly fair. It's an online newspaper. I don't know how we get that into the bag, but it's the Independent, and it's an article in the Independent called "The Most Overrated Songs, the Most Overrated Bands."
Oh.
Which I'm not real happy about it myself. Not real happy about it all. It's one of those clickbait things.
Yeah, overrated. It's an interesting thing to talk about, overrated bands. I mean, because I'm not saying it's subjective, but it could be a little bit subjective.
Not subjective. It's the most subjective and obvious and lazy thing you can say about a band. Oh, I think they're overrated. That means you don't like them.
Yeah, overrated. Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, do go on.
Yeah. Look, this list in the Independent lists a whole lot of bands. Some I agree with. Yeah, in the general sense of I don't really think much of the band, but and others I thought, whoa, that's wrong. That's straight out wrong. I thought we might go through and have a look at what they think is overrated,
yep,
and talk about why and why they're wrong,
okay,
or why they could even be right, but they haven't enunciated it properly.
Yeah.
I think it's all very clickbait's the word.
No, yeah, that's right.
They just have overrated, and people have a look at it to make sure their bands aren't on there.
That's right. It's exactly rated. It's exactly the same clickbait that says, "Where are they now? What do your favourite stars look like now?" And they always have some person who looks really fat and ugly, who was point. Who was some famous child actor or some bloody thing like that. And everybody goes there, and sometimes I've done it. And sometimes you never actually find that photo they've had at the front.
Oh, never. It's just bloody nonsense. It's really annoying, isn't it? Yeah.
I've stopped clicking.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So what's overrated mean? Well, I checked in the Cambridge Dictionary, and it says, where the person or thing is considered to be better or more important than they really are. And the active words there is considered.
Yes.
Considered by who? You said it already, subjective. On the basis of that, I think that overrated is a band receiving or claiming credit for things they didn't do. A band receiving or claiming that they are something they're not.
Yeah.
And the Rolling Stones appears in this list, and I think if the Rolling Stones is out touting that they're the best rock and roll band in the world, I think they're about 40 years out of date with that claim. Yeah, maybe the oldest rock and roll band in the world. And I love the Stones. Exile on Main Street is still one of my favourite Stones, favourite albums of all time. It's really good. But really, that was when was Exile on Main Street? The 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, but interestingly, what's the one that came out after Bigger Bang or something like that? Is it called Bigger Bang? Or
Bigger Bang, yeah, a few of the others. Nice titles, but so what?
I think that was one of the biggest selling Stones albums ever.
Here we have a distinction between sales and quality.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. So here they come out, I think from memory they had a bit of a hiatus for a while, and they came out with, I think is it Bigger Bang? Is that the name of the album? I can't remember now.
I couldn't tell you.
But it's the one where they're on the cover and there's a bang going on or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I think Start
Did
Me
they
Up.
get Hypnosis to do that?
Start Me Up on it or something like that?
That was Tattoo You.
Tattoo, no, it's not it. It's another one. Anyway, Start Me Up I think is one of the biggest singles ever, and this other album is one of the biggest sales ever. So
Tattoo, well, Start Me Up wasn't even good enough to appear on one of their earlier albums. It was a retread because they needed another song to fill out Tattoo You.
Yeah. But anyway, that depends on how well things are marketed and all that sort of stuff, doesn't it?
Absolutely. There's a lot not to do with the music that influences these ratings. And
the other thing is too, if you get a song and you get it on high rotation and everybody starts humming it, and every time they hear it, there's the familiarity. You go, I like that song.
Could you say familiarity again for me?
Familiarity. It's got a lot of mouthfeel, hasn't it? Mouthfeel.
Yes.
No,
look, you're absolutely right, and all of that. I mean, musical taste sometimes isn't, but yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. It's like we talked recently about Fionnula doing some research about beer, and. We talked a couple of minutes ago about Fionnula doing some research into beer. And look, it's got to be a blind test because people are going to think, well, this is Guinness, must be better than anything else, so right. I'll say that's the best.
Unless you live down Kilkenny way and then you think Kilkenny Cream, much better than Guinness.
Absolutely. Wine's exactly the same. They do totally blind tasting with the wine amongst people who know.
And as you know, I think Sauvignon Blanc should be I don't know, placed somewhere else other than in my mouth because it's shit. And I'm a Chardonnay drinker. And, just give me Chardonnay. And I don't care how much oak it's got in it. Doesn't worry me. Just give me Chardonnay. End of story. But for some reason, you disagree.
I can't imagine why. I mean, it's not as if we disagree on every single thing that we talk about.
But certainly do in wine.
We certainly do.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Pinot Grigio.
Well, I prefer wine, but whatever you like.
Anyway, move on.
Moving right along. Overrated can also be a band receiving or claiming credit for somebody else's work, and I'm talking to you, Jeff Buckley.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jeff.
Yep, R.I.P. Thank you, Jeff. When a band releases a sensational first album and coasts on that, doesn't do anything as good later on. It could be for a variety of reasons. Lineup changes, the attitude of the front man, etc. We'll talk about one later on. Guns N' Roses. Yeah, which for my money is a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and it's also a fad versus something more substantial.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
UK is infamous for this, that tastes are driven by what's on the front page of the musical press, and that has been the case for 30, 40 years. It's a band can go from undiscovered to has been in 18 months.
That's right.
It's much less the case here in Australia, but it can happen, and there's examples of that. Yeah. Overrated is not a band that's past its peak. Everybody has. Anybody and anything can, it goes in cycles. Things can be better, things can be worse than they were last time, right? And I don't think that's got much to do with overrated. My wife will tell you, and in fact you were recently having a discussion about that I'm notorious for the I like your old stuff better than your new stuff approach to music.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. But I am a bit as well, and I think that's that familiarity thing.
Yeah. It's familiarity and the way the music makes you feel. And if listening to music makes you feel better than other people, or you perceive that knowing about something makes you feel better than other people, then great. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not a band that you don't like. And it's subjective as buggery. It's just another way. It's a silly concept. It's just another way to insult people, who's that you don't like, even if you don't know them. Sometimes it saves time.
Yeah. What do you think of such and such? What do you think of Gang of Youth? What? Sorry, Mick. You okay?
Why don't we start with some of the highlights on their list?
Okay, go. Let's go.
The Ramones. We've talked about the Ramones before.
Oh, Beat on the Brat.
Yeah, Beat on the Brat. First album. Great stuff.
Yep.
Great stuff. Could they keep it up?
No.
Yeah. A bit of a one joke show.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Because realistically, that's all a bit shallow, isn't it? The whole thing.
Yeah.
Fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah, huge fun. But, once you get past the first couple of albums, the Ramones in particular, they jumped out of the box with this great new style, stripped away all the dross all the cognoscenti, the ones who know all about music, thought that rock had become heavy and leaden with whatever, prog rock and so on.
Yeah.
And the Ramones saved us from all of that.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to say the same about the Pistols when we come up to them. But later on, they should have quit while they were ahead, I think.
Yeah,
but maybe, look, I think given the rock death rate, I think they just died while they were ahead. Pretty much the whole band.
I think so. They kind of just disappeared. They made a big entrance, though. They made a big entrance.
They did. But if their reputation is based on their entire career, then yes, they are overrated.
Yeah.
Nothing. What about R.E.M.?
Great songs. Plenty of great songs in the R.E.M. bandwagon.
R.E.M. You're totally right. I love their early stuff. Jangly guitar. Intellectual sounding lyrics. I don't know if they actually mean anything, but who cares? Lyrics down in the mix. And it's a bit of a prosaic reason why that is, because Michael Stipe wasn't very confident in singing.
Was that right?
Yeah. So he says, just put me down, make me another instrument. I'll just separate the instruments and away we go. Yeah. So particularly the first 3 or 4 albums, it's mumbling.
However, I feel that he's going to be quite topical potentially soon with It's the End of the World as We Know It.
Why in particular?
Oh, I think we're all going to die soon.
Well, that'll save time.
Yeah.
I
think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, they haven't done a decent album for long, so for a long time.
I don't know. Have they done one? I don't.
No, they haven't. No, they broke up ever since Monster in 25 years ago. Yeah. Downhill from there. Flashes of brilliance, but increasingly the same.
But the thing is, though, I don't see any problem with resting on your laurels. If you just sort of say, that's it, boys, we're done. See you next time.
If you've done great stuff and you do more great stuff, but it's nothing different, then I haven't got a problem either.
Let's move on. Have fun. Turn up at the opening of things, opening of movies, and so people can take a photo of you and all that sort of stuff. I saw a photo of Bono the other day, an interview with Bono. He's looking a bit old, oddly enough.
Funny and about that, isn't it?
He actually looks like an older person.
Live Aid was 38 years ago.
I know. So anyway, he's looking a bit. He's looking like he should look.
Well, yes, absolutely. Which is a bit harsh for many of the people that we like. They look like the people down at Centrelink.
Actually, a lot of them look like they're dead. Of course they are.
They are, yeah.
Who else? Give me another one.
Well, R.E.M.'s another example of they themselves recognise that they didn't have the push or the oomph in their the drive to keep making groundbreaking stuff, and so they split up. They recognised that what they were doing wasn't as good as it was, and said, "Right, we're out of here."
However, I think the one thing that they did do, which every person, every celebrity or band in the world wants to do, is get on The Simpsons, and they did get on The Simpsons.
Absolutely, fail-safe measure of success.
And did they do a concert in Homer's garage? I think they did, didn't they? I think so.
I don't know.
I think they did.
Keep getting confused between them and the Rolling Stones.
I think they did a concert in his garage. So
yeah,
that's the dizzy heights. That's only downhill from there.
Yeah. What about the Foo Fighters? This bloke who did this list thinks that they're overrated. Now, for me, the Foo Fighters, I like a lot of what I've heard of them. They're not on my high rotation playlist, but they seem okay.
Reasonably honest. I put them down as an honest band. Don't try to do anything too crazy. Just do what they do. And to be overrated, if their rating is so high, they didn't put themselves there, did they? Yeah. Someone else put them there, and then someone says they're not as good as that, so we need to knock them down a couple of pegs. Yeah. But they're a good band, let's face it. Dave Grohl's great drummer, although he doesn't drum anymore.
Drum, no.
Look, so he buys in a drummer.
The question I would ask with the Foo Fighters is, would they have gotten a chance if Dave Grohl hadn't been the drummer for the alternative rock kings Nirvana? Don't know the answer to that one at all. Are they overrated? Maybe. Probably not.
I think you've got something there. I think they would have been a good, solid band, made a good living, but may not have been quite the dizzy heights that they ended up at. Yeah. But he does a good interview. Dave does a good interview.
He does, and he's such a nice bloke.
Yeah.
And if he's not, he's done a very good job of cultivating that nice bloke persona.
He was up there with Paul McCartney the other day, the end of last year, singing away.
Two nice blokes together.
Yeah. I mean, thank God he was there, because poor old Paul can't sing.
Yeah, well.
But he can. He can knock out a tune, which is good.
He can. What about the Doors? Now, if there was ever going to be a band that was a prime candidate for overrated, it's got to be the Doors.
Would you? So let's just think they're at the top of the game right now, and we go and see one of their concerts.
The Doors?
Yeah,
that'll be a bit hard.
No, just say they're around, and we're back 50. When I don't know, 50 years ago, 60 years ago to be, wouldn't it?
Late 60s,
70s.
60 years ago. Bloody hell.
So here we are. We're 21. 60 years ago, we're going to see the Doors. What do we think of them then? Do we think they're great?
I think that the Doors got more of their rating through Morrison's ability to drop his Dax on stage or come on completely pissed or stoned.
And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, okay, I can't wait to see, Roadhouse Blues, this is going to be great. And he comes out and does a show of poetry.
Oh, God. And Morrison's poetry.
And then I think, well, this is fucked.
It's not even good enough to be overrated. It's just pompous high school lyrics.
Yeah.
It's just
and so
awful.
I always thought that realistically, once again, the Doors, I don't think they've got some good songs, but
no. I think they
are a bit overrated.
Yeah, they would have. I think it's more likely that the band would have faded away. They were already facing a bunch of medical and legal problems, which would kill any other band, and it would have killed him, except he did it himself.
I think we'll give them our subjective tick.
Yep. I think he's right on overrated here.
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine. What do you think of? I love them. You know that.
Yeah.
But this guy criticises Rage Against the Machine for being political and says that their politics are more important to them than their music. I think he's a dickhead. Must be. Yeah. How can Midnight Oil survive if that's a crime?
They have some great music. Really some driving guitar and stuff like that. I think they're a great band, to be brutally honest.
Yeah.
I would have liked them to be a little bit earlier on when I was listening to that sort of music a bit more often.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
No, I think they're great. I must admit, I can't really hear the lyrics that well anyway, so they could be saying, I think custard's really nice for all I know.
They did. No, they have that tone, that style of music where a phrase and then a loud bit of music and then another phrase and then something really controversial like the line in Killing in the Name Of, which is my favourite. It's an obvious favourite for Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, it's a great song.
And the line, just keeps shouting out the last line. There's no mistaking what he's saying. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
I think we've got the picture, yeah.
And it goes on a long time.
He
That's
does,
great.
He keeps doing it, yeah.
And what about the album cover of the monk burning himself in the middle of the street?
Pretty confronting.
That is confronting.
Yeah.
That's one of the most confronting things that you will ever see when they put on an album cover.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It is.
And it's real, it's not pretend.
Yeah. So is politics a problem? I don't see it as a problem. Is there anger? Well, surely your music's supposed to be fueled by an emotion. And according to Johnny Lydon, anger is an energy.
I would love to see them, I don't know what song, but I'd love to see one of their songs in a Republican Party spruiking thing. It'd be
Can't
so
see
good.
it happening.
But if someone's silly enough not to know, it would be so good if they found a song that was uplifting, born in the USA type thing. I've no idea. I don't think they have any, but it would be great. It would be good.
Yeah, no, it's a cross between Pure Anger and Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, no, great band.
Yeah.
Good band.
This guy says Pink Floyd's overrated. Look, I would shut that down in one very quick snap by saying we've talked about it many a time. If you're the first ones to do it, how can that be a problem? If you're the first ones to do it, that's innovation. Anything else after it is copying. And they were the first one to do that with any success, that trancey sort of music. This guy doesn't like the song We Don't Need No Education. So he's blaming the radio stations because they play that single too much. It's one single off a double album.
So anyway. However, I think we spoke about last time, they're about to re-release the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
And that was a revolutionary album there for the recording techniques, the songs. What's on there is just, you think about Time and those sorts of songs. They just are totally revolutionary. That's not overrated.
No.
And the fact that the record company negotiated with the radio stations to play that song, they might not have even had any say in it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon, history making. In sales, in presentation, the way they did their concerts, the production techniques they involved in the production of the album. Invented, yes, thank you.
Invented.
Yeah,
you think about Money, not even my favourite song on the album, but if you remember back in the day when we used to listen to commercial albums and then commercial radio, I beg your pardon, and then Double J, it was always one of the best songs ever. The best songs. Great riff.
Yeah.
What's the best song ever? Money or Stairway to Heaven?
And people have grown about Stairway to Heaven, but prove us wrong. Find another one.
Once again, who did that before? No one.
Yeah, exactly.
No one.
Yeah.
So, look, some of their stuff later on does tend to stray a bit, and it's really just sort of
lineup change.
Yeah,
it's not the same band.
That's right. It's really just Gilmour. They're Gilmour albums, aren't they?
Yeah, and his solo albums were much the same.
They are
nice stuff.
I don't mind.
I've got a few of David's solo albums.
I don't even
Good
mind.
Play.
I personally don't even mind Division Bell. I mean, it's not great, but it's all right.
Yeah,
it's something to put on in the back. You don't like background music, I know, but it's something to put on in the background.
That's exactly right. Well, look, if your throwaway stuff is better than most bands' best, then where's the problem? Exactly where's the problem?
That's right. What's Division Bell like? It's okay. Put it on every now and again. That's great.
Yeah.
What's the other 1,500,000 albums you don't put on?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Yes. What about Kiss?
I think they were what they had on the box. Like this is a band that's just playing on they're like clowns.
Yeah.
They're just the clowns in a clown suit doing fairly simple pop songs, pop with a bit of rock in there.
Yep.
And appealing to the masses.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Overrated. People still go and see their concerts.
Yeah. Exactly right. Look, they've done more or earn more money than you and I could get in 100 lifetimes.
And I saw something, interview, something somewhere along the lines. They did a concert, I don't know now, like about 20 years ago. Like well after they were, the band was finished. And at the end of the concert, they came out the back to the dressing room door and signed everybody's autograph book. Did all the autographs, like hundreds of people.
Is that right?
That's
It's
group,
excellent, yes.
That's a group that says, okay, we recognise you as being the people that made us made us what we are.
That sounds like an Alice Cooper turn, doesn't it?
Yeah. Look, I'm not a mad keen Kiss fan personally, but you know, it's what it is on the box. You know, they're the cornflakes of rock music.
Yeah.
They go soggy every now and again. Yeah. Put a bit of milk on them, they're soggy.
Is it fair to criticise a band for entertaining their audience?
That's right.
Hell no.
No.
Yeah.
And they put on good concerts. They wear funny clothes. And they had that whole thing about, you know, who are these mystical people for years and years. They held that for quite a few years, didn't they?
Yeah.
Until they realised they could make more money showing their faces, I think. But anyway.
Yeah. Funny band. I've known people who've been, you know, really, really excited about Kiss and trying to tell me how great they were and tell me about this musical aspect and that musical aspect. And I've gone, yeah, no.
As I say, the story of them is probably better than the music.
Yep.
You know, who did the Kiss emblem, the Kiss band name? One of them did. Was it Paul Stanley?
I think so. Yeah.
Like because he was an art student, I think he was something like that. Yeah. And the S's are actually sort of a bit misshapen compared to the K and the I and all this sort of stuff. So you know, I think as I say, the stories they are a story, clowns, stories, all that sort of stuff. Fun pop, bit of rock. Fantastic.
Well, too right. How about Aerosmith?
We're on The Simpsons. Here. Made it on The Simpsons.
Did they get on The Simpsons as well?
Yep.
We need to do a list of bands that appeared on The Simpsons. I'm sure there is one.
Yeah, there probably is. However, I love Aerosmith and Run DMC song.
Walk this way.
Oh, that's great. And I love the film clip, which is so stupid. It's stupid, but it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having the fight between the two rooms and stuff like that. It's great. And he bashes the hole in the wall and goes, walk this way. This big bloody mouth of his. It's about 4 foot across, that mouth of his.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan, but anyway.
Yeah, look.
But that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the Aerosmith is basically the US's reply to the Rolling Stones to say, we can rock too. Yeah. Are they overrated? Yeah, probably. But
look, I think they probably lack the deeper blues influence that the Stones tend to demonstrate on their music.
How diplomatic was that? Well done.
Thank you. Wanker alert.
Yeah.
At 52 minutes, 35 seconds, there is a wanker statement by Jeff.
Yeah, I don't think we need to get into the British versus Oz. Good USA, not great. Oz good, Britain good, USA not great, because it doesn't stand up. I personally prefer, if you look at my collection, and you have, it's a lot more British and Australian than it is American, but never been excited about Aerosmith.
No, neither have I.
Yeah.
Neither have I.
The Stones, on the other hand, up until Exile on Main Street, were everything that they claimed they were.
Yeah. Look, they're a great band. Still, are they still doing live? I think they've got one more tour.
They never stopped touring, and that's probably a good thing. Yeah, lots of people like to go and see them. Their tours always do well, which says there's a demand for going to see them.
Sure.
I saw them 25 years ago at the cricket ground or the sports ground or somewhere in Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. That was before they started getting pension checks. But
I saw them at
Richards fell out of trees. But
I saw them at the Olympic Stadium. Where we had in Sydney at the Olympic Stadium, and that was a terrible venue for seeing music. Just terrible. Unless you were right down the front where you got the speakers either side of you. But if you're we were like a couple of tiers up at the back, and the sound's just whirling around. Yeah. You could still hear it. It was fun. But it was that concert. It was the concert that they did. Remember the big one they did in Rio de Janeiro that they did for nothing? It was a free concert. It was like they had 500,000 people there or some bullshit on the beach. Yeah. It was that concert. So I don't know what the year that was, but they had the set was about, 6 stories high and all that sort of stuff. It was massive, massive. And they halfway through the concert they had this little this little stage that drove down through the middle of the crowd and stopped halfway down the crowd.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, different, but God, the sound was shit. And that's not their fault. That's the venue.
Yeah, that's just the way music went after Led Zeppelin invented the concept of stadium shows. Yeah. Look, with the Stones, I think I've got to say, they're so influential and so all-conquering for their first 10 or more years. Look, if Picasso had started drawing stick figures in his later years, would that diminish his impact on the art world? Not in the slightest.
Long as his stick figures had a vagina, he'd be happy.
Or an ear.
A vagina and an ear and one breast. That's almost a Picasso anyway, isn't it?
That sounds very Picasso-ish. Look, does Voodoo Lounge diminish Sticky Fingers or Exile on Main Street or Satisfaction? Absolutely not. I think overrated is irrelevant in the case of a band as huge as the Rolling Stones.
I think we give that a big up your ass fuckwit for overrated the Stones.
Yeah, you could be right there. Could be right. What about the Pistols? Only did one album?
I know. And why was that? Do you remember why they only did the one album? Because I don't.
Drugs, they hated each other. They hated McLaren. They were badly managed. They were badly promoted. They were sent on a tour of the southern USA. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, okay. However, every other big band has had those same problems. Drugs, band member discontent, shit producers, being ripped off and going on shit tours and still come out of it. We talked about Joe Cocker not long ago, had exactly that.
Exactly right, yeah.
So he made it out and had a long career. They could have still been one of the great bands in the history of the world.
Lydon didn't want to. Not in that environment.
And he did go on to make, Pill was a great band.
Well, yes, exactly.
And he made some fantastic songs in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They still had a great name.
Yeah. You know what this bloke on this list says? The Sex Pistols were prefabricated by a music manager with the express idea of tapping into trends to make money. Well, that's certainly the opposite of the punk rock ethos. I thought, if that's true, can we justify criticising them for far exceeding their original very small brief? Realistically. Is their music terrific for what it is? My God, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Did they make an impact and change the direction of music? Absolutely. Yes, they bloody well did.
Absolutely.
If so, who cares how they were put together? Even the Monkees got good at the end.
Did McLaren didn't bring them together though, did he?
Yeah, he did. He formed the band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he's as we've just spoken about. He's an enigma in himself. He's just the things he has done, despite the fact that he's an absolute prick, is quite interesting, isn't it?
He's a bit visionary, but I think his visionary was focused on ways to make money for Malcolm McLaren.
Yeah. I got no doubt about that. Yeah. But he did do some smart things, even though he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, certainly worth a study.
Look, Sex Pistols do have one of the greatest albums. Is it in the top? Is it in top 100 Rolling Stones? I'm assuming so.
Yes, most definitely.
Where is it? Just under Casey Donovan?
Well, yeah, clearly not as good as Casey Donovan, yeah.
Yeah, he's sitting somewhere down below, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Oh, come on, there's no comparison.
Bieber's way up there, isn't he? Doing his architectural music.
I think so.
It's a new genre he's designed. Architectural come grass cutting music.
Like it.
Yeah.
You got to have a good name for a school of thought if you're going to have it.
That's right. Yeah, they have these movements. You have all these artistic movements over the time. We can have the architectural movement, of which there are certain musos who went into that same movement and shared ideas, and basically produced a whole range of very interesting and cutting edge music, much like Bieber has already done.
Yeah, sounds like bullshit to me.
It is.
Yeah. What about our own thoughts? We've got a list here, and we try and avoid on this show doing a list, but let's pick a couple. I mentioned Guns N' Roses. They're bloody awful for my money. Overrated. That's my subjective opinion is that they are. Whether that makes them overrated, it doesn't matter. Do I hate them? Yes. Do I love some of their songs off their first album? Yes.
Yeah. I think the name is they have a persona of being one of the most amazing rock bands in the world, don't they? You know,
and they have a reputation of being the biggest pack of arseholes in the world.
Yeah. I've neither love or hate. I'm oblivious to them, and I don't listen to them, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that's good. What about an album that one thing I did find in researching, our next show, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Smiths.
Oh,
which,
yes.
You know, one of the best bands, certainly other than the Beatles, the best band ever produced by England.
Great band.
Yeah.
Really is a great band. I love them.
I know the Yardbirds and Zeppelin might be contenders in that discussion too, but again, it's very subjective. But
different style of music.
Absolutely, yes.
Different style. So more sitting in the... Yeah,
Anyway, but much of what I found about the Smiths suggests that they are very polarising, which is probably in exactly the same word you'd use in the discussion about overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you think something is overrated and I think they're the best thing since sliced bread, then one of us is wrong.
Yeah, and I think...
Or we're both right.
Yeah, and with the Smiths, you can throw Morrissey in there as well, can't you? And you get you get even more polarising.
Absolutely, yeah. They're highly rated. Critics, fans, not so much record sales. They were successful, but certainly not your Justin Bieber style successful.
Look, we're kind of getting to the end there, Mick, but one of the ones there, Oasis.
Oh, they're a legend in their own mind.
But let's face it, What's the Story, Morning Glory is a great album.
It is.
And it's got one of the great great covers on it.
Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger.
Great song.
Which I like better than Wonderwall. It was in a song. It was in a show I watched last night.
What?
Ted Lasso.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That's a new trend that we'll talk about maybe this season somewhere. The use of our music in shows.
Yeah.
And how that's an integral part of telling the story in some of these shows. And they use Don't Look Back in Anger.
Yeah.
Obviously in a situation where someone was looking back in anger. Oh, how deep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Gets you, doesn't it, eh?
Yeah.
That bloody gets you. But they are a pair of wankers, aren't they, eh?
Aren't they just? Yeah.
And
they hate each other. I can't see that.
But did they play on? Oh, did they play on? Of course they fucking played on it. You know, the whole beating each other the shit house in planes and all that sort of stuff. And
on stage
and all that sort of stuff. But do they really hate each other? I don't know.
Well, certainly, if they don't, they're doing a good job of making a public issue of it.
It's a good act.
Yeah.
It's a good act.
And now they're playing. I've seen interviews with Liam. Who thinks he's way better than his brother?
Yeah.
Might be. Don't know. I think they're both wankers. But I've seen
Noel's nothing special.
Yeah, I've seen interviews with him where he says, "Oh, look, I've sold this much and he's sold that much, and my concerts are bigger than his." And I thought, "Oh God, you're just reinforcing the stereotype of both of you guys."
What would your mum say, boys? Your mum's ringing. What are you going?
Exactly.
But anyway, they were. I don't think they're anything anymore nowadays, though, are they? I think they're
they're both trying to build their individual careers, and Liam this time around is doing better.
I think I suggested just before Christmas that Liam or Noel is going to release an album in
May this year.
Yeah,
that was Noel. Yeah,
Noel in Egypt or somewhere like that.
Well, naturally, yeah.
Egypt or no, it might be Turkey, somewhere weird. He's going to start a tour.
Yeah, that's only fair. Fair. So you can see that overrated. We could just go on and on and on. You could throw every possible name of a band into the mix, and all you'd get is a bloody list that goes on and on and on. Yeah, and it might be the end of the world as we know it. It might not be, but it's all subjective. That's what makes rock so great.
One I just want to finish on.
Oh, of course you do.
Toto.
30 years, 3 great songs.
One every decade. However, Africa still has to have the best lines in it when you can make a rhyme with the Serengeti, I think you've reached the pinnacle of music writing. Brilliant.
That line, and you talking about that line, always reminds me of HR Puffin Stuff, which had a song by Witchy Poo, and it was oranges, pornges. There ain't no rhyme for oranges. And there ain't no rhyme for Serengeti.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to call it quits. Thanks for listening. Bye now. Well, that's a wrap, and thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. And if you like this, tell your friends about us. Also, contact us at mickandthefatman@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks very much. See you next time.